Hello friends and welcome to Pathologic Volume 4 Episode 1. We are back into our normal format after a brief foray into puzzle setting in the last volume, and today we are going to kick it right off big time with a supersized puzzle. This will be a Yosenabe puzzle, and we have seen one of these before. Feel free to go back in the archive and solve the previous one or watch my solve to get your feet wet if you haven't seen one of these before. But if you just need a quick refresher, we got you covered there too, because we're going to take a quick look at the rules. Yosenabe is a movement puzzle, which is a somewhat unusual style for us. The rules are: move some circles so that every gray region contains at least one circle. Now in pencil and paper, moving you would indicate by just drawing a line from the starting position to where you're going. In the digital interface, we get to have a movement that will actually move that circle so that it ends up in a different place. But the two methods are equivalent. Each circle must end up inside a gray region. So this circle with a 5 in it needs to move to end up in one of these 4 gray regions. A circle may move in only one straight line, vertically or horizontally. So this 5 could not go down to this cell here, but it could go across to this cell here. Circles' paths may not cross each other, other circles, or other circles' starting points. This is sort of intuitive, but it's spelled out to be precise. So this 1 can't go up here across this 5, nor could the 1 go here and the 2 go up here. They may not, so the paths can't cross. You can't cross other circles' starting points. You can't cross the ending points. All pretty straightforward there. If a gray region contains a clue, it represents the sum of the numbers in the circles which end up in that region. So here's the big logic portion for this type of puzzle. This 3 here indicates that in this region we need to have numbers that sum to 3. So that could be a single 3, it could be a 1 and a 2, as in this example right here. The 1 slid over here, the 2 slid over there, they sum up to 3. Whereas in this region here we have a single 2. We could have 2 1s, but as it turns out, the correct solution is for the 2 to slide over. So everything ended up in a region, they all added up correctly, so this is a correct answer. Those are the rules of Yosenabe. Now let's solve a puzzle. Today's supersized Yosenabe was set by Shye. Well, my usual strategy of looking for little and big numbers doesn't work so well when all the numbers are about the same size. We got lots of 6s and 7s here in the grid. So let's think for a moment about what we know about 6s and 7s with respect to these digits. We've got regions with just 6 or 7 in it, and obviously those are only going to contain one circle of that size. A 13 is clearly going to be a 6 and a 7, and a 19, that can only be a 6, 6, 7. So the compositions of these numbered regions won't leave anything to the imagination other than which circles exactly are involved. So let's start with the single cell ones. This 7 could come from either this one or this one. This 7, though, only has one potential candidate, so this will come down there, and that's our first completed region. Now, let's look at this 7 here. It can only find a home in this rectangle. It might go this far, but I know that it won't, because we've got... I try not to use any uniqueness arguments in my solutions, but let me just outline what that would be if I were to use it. Supposing the 7 ended up here. Let's ignore the fact that the number would be spoiled at this point. let's say that it had no number in this region at all. Actually, let me do the same argument with this 6 in this region. I know that the 6 can't end up there, because if it ended up there, nothing could ever enter or pass this region, and therefore, if the solution involved the 6 moving over here, this would also definitely be a valid solution, because I haven't changed anything about what circles are in this box, and the rest of the puzzle stayed the same. So by uniqueness, I know the 6 won't end up there. I do use that in the back of my head when deciding which things won't happen in order to disprove them later, but I don't use that as the proof unless the puzzle specifically says the answer is unique. Even though I know that's true, if the puzzle doesn't state it, I don't think it's fair logic to use. So back to this 7, what I was going to say was, I know it's not going to go that far by uniqueness. But in fact, I know it's not going to go that far by the fact that this has to add up to 13. And if I did that, there would be no place to put the other 6. So this goes here. This has to be a 6. And the only place it can come from, the only circle it can reach it at all, is this one right here. Now this 6 needs a place to go, and there's only one possible home. This 7 needs a place to go. We got the same situation as before. It could find a home there except for the 13 and uniqueness. But the 13 means that we need to have a 6 here. That's going to come from here. Good. Okay. We've taken care of the right side. How about this 7? This needs to come over this way and enter this region. It can't do that because the 13 couldn't be satisfied. Could it do this? No, because we'd need 6 more, and there's no 6 in that row or column. So it can only go that far. We're going to need a 6. It's going to come from here. This box is done. This 7 now only has one home to go to. We've finished the entire right big 7 of this pattern. Okay, this 7 cell now can no longer come from the right, and so it's got to come from this one right there. And let's see, how about this 13 is annoying because we can make it a couple ways. This 19 needs something in all 3 cells in order to work. This top one could come from any of these except for this option, and this option would rule out too many other cells by passing them. So it's got to be this 7. Now we've got 12 left. Those have got to both be 6s. This 6 could come from here or here, but again, if it came from here, we'd rule out the other cells. So this is the 6. This is the other 6 right here. The 19 is done. Now, what is weak? This 7 can't go left because it would enter this region, which can only have a 6. Actually, this region, I think, is done because the only 6 that can reach it is this one. So this will come down, finishing up that region, and blocking these 2 off from going anywhere other than, well, this one this could go both directions still, but this has to go down. This has to go down and can't pass here anymore, so it goes that far. Good, we've finished off this whole area. This 13, I bet it's going to be these 2, but I can't prove that yet. Are there any unfulfilled numbers? This is not reached by anything. This is blocked off. So the 7 has to go up, or, well, this 6 only has one possible home. It's right there. This 7 is worrying me a little bit. because how is it going to be resolved as far as going here or here? It is going to be resolved because every gray region needs a circle. So this region here needs this circle. That's how. Okay, and by the same token, this gray region needs a circle. It's got to come from here. I haven't needed that up till this point, so I had almost forgotten that was even a rule. Well, I say almost. Well, I had forgotten. That was actually a rule. Yeah, okay, coming back to me. So this 7 now has only one home. It can't go up here because we've already filled that region. So it's got to go left, filling that region. Now we need a 7 for the 13. It's got to come from here. And it can't go there because we wouldn't have a place for the 6. The 6 comes from over here. And then this 6 is the last one, and it comes over to find a home right there. And that is how we solve a supersized Yosenabe.